the amount of how much we go down, that's how high we go up. So, for example, it says that Moses, when he saw that our generation, he was embarrassed. And the reason is because everything Moses did, he did it out of sort of convenience, out of that's what he loved to do. We're the ones that serve Hashem, not because of it's convenient for us, and actually we don't understand, we don't feel, we don't connect. We just do it because Hashem said. And that's the reason why he was embarrassed, and that's what's going to bring Mashiach. Our stubbornness to connect to Hashem, even if we don't feel or even want to do it. Okay, so now we're going to learn the Gemara. Why did God destroy the temple, and how did that also happen in the physical world? So it starts off saying from the pasuk of Mishlei, praise to the person who always is scared, and someone which is stubborn. His heart makes his heart hard. He's going to fall into bad. So it says, because of Kamtza and Bar Kamtza, Jerusalem was destroyed. So there was a person Kamtza, he had a son Bar Kamtza, and because of them, Jerusalem was destroyed. So what's the story? There was somebody that had made a feast, made a party. He comes to this party, and his best friend is not there, Kamtza. So he sends a messenger, go get Kamtza. This is a big feast. This is hundreds of people. This is a rich guy. I'm assuming he was a very influential person in Jerusalem. And the messenger comes and brings back Bar Kamtza, the son of Kamtza. So now this guy gets upset. I asked for Kamtza. Now this enemy of mine, Bar Kamtza, is bad meal. So he walks up to Bar Kamtza and he tells him, "You're my enemy. What are you doing here?" So he looks at him and tells him, "I'll pay for my food. Don't embarrass me, make me leave." So he says, no matter, you have to get out of here. He says, "Okay, fine, I'll pay double. I'll pay for the whole meal." He said, "No way, you have to get out of here." So he walked out of the party. By the party, what hurt him the most, by the party where there were rabbis. Now the Gemara doesn't say, but there was a rabbi that we're going to mention later who was sitting by the party. He wasn't sure, should he, it's not his party, so he doesn't know, should he protest, should he not protest? Today everyone's talking about protest, right? So here this rabbi wasn't sure if he should protest or not protest. Why should he mess everything up? It's his party. It's not my party. He has the right over the party. Maybe I shouldn't protest. So he decided, or he didn't decide, he did back down. He didn't do anything. It says regarding Hara, he made a meeting if he should destroy the Jewish people through slavery. So the three people there, Eiv, Bilam, and Yisrael. Eiv actually, it's a tradition to learn about Eiv on Tisha B'Av because it's such a sad story. It says Eiv, anytime someone reads Eiv, there's no way he's going to be happy. You can't learn Torah on Tisha B'Av because you're going to be happy. It makes you happy. So you learn Eiv is something which will never make you happy. So Eiv, the reason why he went through all this pain, the reason why he went through all this pain was because he was sitting by Paro's meeting, him, Bilam, and Yisrael, which Bilam actually they found in Egypt his name written on a stone in Hebrew, in Aramaic. So he was an advisor of Paro. And Paro said, "Should we destroy the Jews?" So Bilam says, "For sure, let's do this." Bilam hated the Jews. Yisrael, he was a tzaddik. He said, No, let's not do that. Eiv was quiet. Because he was quiet, that's why he had to suffer so much. Bilam, because he at least had an opinion, so he was killed. But Eiv, because he was quiet, because he didn't say his opinion, that's why God punished him. So we see sometimes not protesting is the wrong way. Sometimes people, the natural thing people want to do, they're not sure, they're quiet. That's not the way to go. If something is happening and it's wrong, you have to stand up for what you believe in. You have to protest. So back to the story. So this person is very offended. Now people get offended; they act sometimes irrational, and because being offended is one of the worst. Offending somebody is one of the worst affairs somebody can do. It says Rebbe, because he didn't have feelings for a goat that ran under his coat, running away from the slaughterhouse, he sent him back. He's like, "This is why he created." He had pain for 12 years. Rebbe is the author of the Mishnah. Hashem punished him with pain for 12 years because he didn't have mercy on a goat. So, of course, even more so, the greatest creature, a human, if you don't have mercy on a human, if you're not sensitive, it's the worst offense to Hashem, offending his creatures. So, back to the story. This person is offended. He goes to the king. of Rome. He tells the Roman king, the Jews rebelled against you. The politics of those days was very complicated, but Rome, in short, was in charge of Israel, and they had a governor, a Roman governor in Israel. So he goes to the Roman king and tells the Roman king, the Jews rebelled against you. So the Roman king's like, why are you making up these stories? I don't believe you. Says, yeah, send a animal as a sacrifice for the temple. Bring along your messenger, and he'll see if they'll bring it on the altar or not. So the king went to his stable, got the best cow to send to Israel to bring it on the altar. On the way, this Jew, he knew the Jews would bring it on the altar because you're allowed to bring a sacrifice of a non-Jew. So he went and he made a little mum, a little blemish in the lip or something. There's a different version in the eye. Now, happens to be, it's a mitzvah for goyim to bring sacrifices. In these days, if a non-Jew wants to bring a sacrifice to Hashem, it's totally cool. Now that we're meant to help them do it. It's part of connecting to Hashem. I mean, I never saw a non-Jew bring a sacrifice as a korban, but technically, it's even today, it's a thing. So there's special rules for korbanos of goyim, special rules for korbanos of the Yidden. The non-Jewish sacrifices can't have any missing limb. But if it's a full animal, even if it's a bigger limb or a smaller limb, something that's blemished, it's fine. A Jewish sacrifice, yeah. A non-Jew has a mitzvah to bring a korban. So if today a non-Jew wants to go bring a korban to Hashem on an altar, go ahead. It's a mitzvah. Yeah. So there's rules in the Torah how a korban of a non-Jew has to be. So it has to have every single limb that an animal has. It can be missing a limb, missing a finger, missing a toe, then it's not kosher. But if it's full animal, even if it's blind, if it's something that is not perfect, it's fine. A Jewish korban has to be 100% perfect. Now, happens to be even in a Jewish korban sacrifice, a bird also is the same law. It doesn't need to be perfect. So now the king sent his animal to the Beis HaMikdash. Now, another law, a non-Jewish korban in the Beis HaMikdash has to be perfect too. Right? So now, these was a smart king, King Nero, very famous Roman king. He sent his messenger with this cow. He comes to the Beis HaMikdash, but there's this little blemish. Now, this guy doesn't think it's a blemish, right? This guy doesn't think it's a problem, but the Kohen says it's a problem. So they know what to do. The messenger of the king is a goy. He's like, this is a perfect animal. He's walking perfect, right? The Kohen says, no, it's not perfect. So they go to the rabbi. The same rabbi that was sitting by the party. His name was Eliezer ben, let me get his name down. Eliezer Zechariah ben Avkulos. Zechariah ben Avkulos, he was this guy in the Medrash. In the Gemara doesn't say, but in the Medrash he says he was by the party, and he was the same rabbi that was in the Beis HaMikdash presented with this question. So they said, listen, we have to bring this thing. It's to wipe out the Jewish nation if we don't bring this guy's cow. So he says, listen, but if we bring it, people are going to think you could bring a blemish on it. So we can't do it. And they said, okay, fine, let's kill the messenger. He's like, no, but then they're going to say that if we kill people for bringing bring animals with a blemish. So Rabbi Akiva says, because of this person, that's what Rabbi Yechon says, because of this person, the temple was destroyed. So you could think maybe what he meant was not that he was stringent. Maybe the problem was that he didn't protest. When he saw someone being embarrassed, he didn't say anything. So this is what we say, because of sinas chinam, because of hatred, that's the hatred, senseless hatred for no reason, that's the reason why the temple was destroyed. Most people don't know, but actually the rabbis or the religious Jews were actually trying to make peace with the Romans. They didn't want to rebel. It was sort of the non-religious and the rebels, like the wild maniacs that just wanted to have fight. They were the ones that fought the Romans. So in the Gemara, it condemns fighting the Romans. The reason why the temple was destroyed was not because these rebels fought against the Romans for no reason. But happens to be, besides that, the real reason why the temple was destroyed naturally is because these rebels fought each other. If they would just all together fight back, maybe they would have a chance. But because they were fighting within each other all the time, didn't have time to fight back and protect the city. So it's just a practical sense of senseless hatred for no reason. That's what destroyed the temple. So of course, what's gonna rebuild the temple is senseless love, loving somebody for no reason. And that's what we learn from the story of Kamtza and Bar Kamtza, that you have to, even if your enemy comes to your party, you should be nice to him. But also, if you see a Jew being embarrassed, you see a Jew in need, you shouldn't just sit back if you're not sure you know what to do. Right away, get up, right away move, right away try to help that person. And that's back to the situation that we're saying, that every single time we have to go up, we have to go down. There's no situation left that you can go to the top without going down. The rule is that when you throw something, you have to go like this. You can't just. The reason is because in order to connect to Hashem, to go to the highest level, we have to uplift the lowest level. And that's the reason why Hashem sort of destroyed the temple. He destroyed the temple so we can lift up. Like you said the story before about Rabbi Yitzchak of Berditchev, that he said the reason why God destroyed the temple is like the story of a king that had a child that never was able to take care of his clothes. He wore these royal clothes, expensive clothes, but he wasn't living up to the style of kingdom of royalty. It's very hard to be a child of a king. So he ripped his clothes like every child. So the king realized he can't trust him with clothes. So first he gave him one pair of clothes, ripped it. Gave him another pair of clothes, ripped it. So you know what? From now on, I'm going to hang it up in the closet, and I'm going to show it to him. See, look, this is what you're going to get when you behave. The point is, the reason why we're 2,000 years in exile is because this revelation of Mashiach that we're about to get to comes through a lot of hard work, a lot of going down and dirty and getting ready. That we should be ready. We should be fitting for the third Beis HaMikdash. And the Beis HaMikdash is in the closet. It's in the sky waiting for us. Right? That's why I said the story with this king. He decided to build the Beis HaMikdash, this Roman king. It didn't work because the Beis HaMikdash is not can be made by man. The reason why it was destroyed, the first two, is because it was made by man. The last Beis HaMikdash is not made by man. It's made by Hashem. And that's why it will never be destroyed. In order to deserve this, we have to work really hard, loving every single Jew in every situation, giving up our life for another Jew, giving up our life for Hashem, to connect to Hashem. That way we're going to be worthy for the third Beis HaMikdash, which will last forever.
You said the temple was destroyed because Kamtza. What Kamtza has to do? It did nothing at all.
Okay, so Gedali asked the question. You know this question. You heard this question before. Okay, so first of all, it's not really a question because he's saying the mistake of Kamtza Bar Kamtza. But Gedali wants me to say the Chassidic saying that if you have a friend that's having a simcha, you don't go, because of you, the temple will be destroyed. Because the question Gedali is asking, it says Kamtza and Bar Kamtza, because of it, destroyed the temple. What does it mean, Kamtza and Bar Kamtza? Just because one guy, he was entitled there, not Kamtza. So Gedali wants me to say that Kamtza, if he would have came to the party, then the person making the party wouldn't invite Bar Kamtza, right? So the lesson is that when your friend makes a party, you shouldn't wait for invitation. You should go. Is that what you want me to say?
I didn't know.
That's a Chassidic saying. You must go to your friend's party, or if not, the whole temple will be destroyed. But it's connected because you have to love every Jew and go even if it's difficult. Huh? Okay.